Hi everyone, this is me and welcome to my yoga flow of this week. We're going to do some very nice neck, shoulders and arm movements to stretch out the tight muscles around these areas. So this will be considered a yoga flow for your neck, shoulders and arms. But we're not going to just sit or stand and do these movements. We're going to integrate these necks and shoulder movement into Vinyasa Flow. I hope you enjoy this class of today and you don't need any equipment for today. So if you watch this on Instagram TV, consider saving this and hit me a like. If you watch this on YouTube, click the like and subscribe into my YouTube channel. And if you watch this on Facebook, follow me so that you can always get new flow every week. Enjoy the class. Let's start the class by moving your shoulders. Bring your shoulders up toward your ears and behind you and down to the front of you and up toward your ears again. Make this circling movement some few rounds and keep your hands on the side of your thighs, walking your fingers down as far as you can. Bring your chin down to your chest and then bring your face up toward the sky. This is called spinal extension. And then bring your chin down to your neck again. This is called spinal flexion on your neck. And continue moving between these two movements. With your hands always walking down along your thighs so that your shoulders will be far away from your ears. Slowly come back to the center and bring your head toward the left side. Walking your right hand down even further away from your shoulder. It's stretching very nice on the right side of your neck. And then let's tilt your head toward the right. And this time walking your left hand down along your thigh. Let's continue bringing your head from side to side. This is called lateral flexion. And eventually connect all the movements into circling your head around. With your shoulders always as far away from your ears as you can. So that you get the most stretch out of these movements. Let's circle the opposite direction. Try to make a big circle. And enjoy all the stretch that you can make. Notice all the tight spots that show up. Eventually bring your head back to the center. And now spinal rotation. Bring your face toward the left side as if you want to look at someone behind you. And then lift your right hand, actually the whole right arm, up and back. Keep breathing here. And then bring your right arm in front of you and over your head. Bend your elbow so that your hand can touch your back. Use your left hand to push the elbow back and down. Keep your arms like this and then stand only on your right leg. Bring your left leg up for tree pose. And always standing up straight. Don't let your arm pushing your head down and forward. The whole body is straight with your spine in a neutral position so that you isolate the shoulders. And then keep your right arm here but bring your left arm from the underneath. You can hold your own t-shirt or if you can, let's reach your hands toward each other and hold your hands into this Gomukhasana arm, tree pose. Slowly release your hands and put your foot back down to the floor again. And now we're going to do spinal rotation on your neck by looking all the way toward your right side. Lift your left arm up and back. Stretch even more into your left side of the neck. Keep breathing. And then slowly bring your left arm over your head and bend your left elbow. Put your right hand on your elbow to push it back and down, so that your head can still be in a neutral position. Your arms don't put your head down. Enjoy the stretch underneath your left arm. And then stand only on your left leg and bring your right leg up, opening your right hip to the side into tree pose. Try to bring your heel very high up toward your inner thigh. And keep standing up straight like a growing tree here. And now keep your left arm here and bring your right arm underneath. Maybe you can hook your fingers toward each other. Otherwise, just hold into your t-shirt and stand up straight. Keep bringing your shoulders down and moving your elbows back behind you so that you get the most stretch when your neck is still long. Slowly get out of this and stand at the front of your mat with your feet parallel to each other. Hands holding at your hips. Let's start back bending, so spinal extension through all along your spine, not only at your neck. Bend your elbows and squeeze them toward each other and push your hips slightly forward. And then stand up straight again and interlace your fingers the usual way. Squat down into chair pose. Try to raise your head forward and bring your shoulders back as much as you can to create the most length out of your neck. And as you exhale, bring your belly down toward your thighs and point your hands straight toward the sky. Now that your head is heavy and going down, your arms are really strong and going up. Then you can add some movement like pointing your hands from side to side, or make some circling with your hands. All these are to open up your shoulders. And then slowly release your hands and go halfway up. And halfway up today, keep your neck long and tuck your chin toward your neck. Hold your hands into your hips and try to squeeze your elbows toward each other. As you exhale, forward bend and step your right foot a long step back. Stand up into high lunge. Become very stable here. And then let's bring your left hand into your hips, or just drop your left arm to the left side and side bending toward the left, stretching all the way along your right side. You can look on the floor on your left side so that you're twisting your neck a little bit too. Slowly come back as you inhale, arms over your head. And exhale, bring your back foot down to the floor for warrior two. Point your thumbs like a thumbs up button, and then point your thumbs all the way back as far as you can. This is shoulder rotation, internal and external. Keep rotating your arm bone inside your shoulder joint. Try to keep everything else in the pose still. And then keep rotating, but in a flexion position with your arms over your head. Rotate as much as you can. And eventually bring your right arm over your head and down, and your left arm behind you. Let's do side angle pose here. And stretch all the way from your right elbow down toward your right foot. Slowly come back, inhale, arms to the side. You can straighten your legs so that you will not feel tired, and switch arms. And reverse warrior. So now you stretch all the way from your left elbow to your left hips. Keep your hips low. Slowly come back. Interlace your fingers behind you and move your front foot toward the left side. Turn your back foot slightly forward. And humble warrior, bowing forward. Stay here for a few breaths, and as you look down and back, you can still see the arc of your back foot. The front knee always opening out. It's called hip external rotation. And your head going low as your hands going high. Eventually, slowly get out of here. Go to plank pose. And slowly bring your knees down to the floor. Cow pose. Inhale, spinal extension. And exhale, cat pose, spinal flexion. And continue moving between cat and cow. Move thoroughly and move very big. You can make circles with your head. Make as big as you want. And then half plank and slowly lay down flat on the floor. Interlace your fingers behind you again. We're going to do a cobra pose without your hands on the floor. Pulling your hands back and pressing your thighs down. You can relax your head so that your neck will be lengthened. Slowly get out of here. Keep your knees on the floor. Push up into downward facing dog. In the down dog we do today, let's walk your heels on and off the floor and bring your hips up high. Inhale, raise your right leg up and flip your hips toward the side. You can try to tuck your chin toward your chest. Keep flipping into your hips and try to bring your knee up really high. And then knee to your face and step your right foot toward your right hand position. High lunge pose as you inhale. And this time, left arm on over your head and right arm from the underneath. Hooking your hands together or hold your t-shirt and side bend toward the right. So now it's a very big stretch on your left side, all the way from your left elbow, left underarm, the left rib cage and left hips. Keep your arms and turn yourself to warrior 2. Side angle pose, pointing your left elbow to the front of the mat. You can look down into your legs so that you can check that your thigh bones is opening out, and also to twist your neck a little bit. Get out of here, inhale, and do some shoulder movements again. And then switch arms. So now your right arm is over your head and reverse warrior. Look down toward the foot behind you and see the arc inside that foot. Inhale, bring your arms to the side and then point your feet to the same direction. Right arm underneath, left arm on top. Eagle arms here. And forward bend. Imagine you want to bring not only your hands but also your forearms and your elbows down toward the floor, so that you bring your shoulder blades very far away from each other. It's called shoulder blades protraction. And you can swing or sway yourself around gently. And inhale halfway up. Walking your hands and step your foot to the front of your mat. Halfway up with your chin tucking into your neck. And forward bend with your face toward your knees or even lower than your knees. You can gently rotate your cervical spine, which means twisting your neck around, and enjoy the deep stretch here. Become rounded and stand up. Inhale, bring your arms over your head. Bring your hands behind your ears. Hold your hands together, and you can even pull your arms from side to side. As many times as you want. This feels really nice. And then bring your arms down along your body into mountain pose. Take a few breaths as a break. And then let's rotate your head toward the left side again. Turn your face as much as you can to the left as you bring your right arm up and behind you. Try to lift your right arm even higher and start bringing your right hand toward your left waist. And then interlace your fingers and use your left hand to pull your right hand even further to the front. Slowly come back to the center and do the same on the other side. So head looking toward the right and bring your left arm up. Left hand toward your right side and use your right hand to pull it even more forward. Then slowly come back to the center. Inhale, bring your arms over your head. And exhale, bring your hands down behind you. Interlace your fingers. Try to switch your hands position and do chair pose. Lifting your hands up very far away from your hips. Don't let your hands touch your hips. Take an inhale in chair pose and exhale forward bend. Belly down to your thighs, hands pointing up to the sky. And you can point your hands to the right and to the left. Or maybe even make circles with your hands. Slowly release your hands, inhale halfway up. Tuck your chin into your neck. Long neck, hands at your hips. Squeeze your elbows toward each other. And forward bend, bring your face down toward your knees. Step your left foot back, a long step for high lunge. And inhale, bring your arms over your head. Notice your front thigh bone. Make sure you're externally rotating it. And then side bend toward the right. You can hold your right hand at your hips or point it down toward the floor. Stretch all the way along your left side. Inhale, go back to high lunge. And exhale, warrior two. Bring your arms to the side. Let's point your thumbs up. And then let's start rotating your arms, but this time let's rotate them in opposite directions, so your arms will be twisted like a rope. And try to keep everything else in the pose still and unchanged, so that we isolate the shoulder movements. Eventually, bring your left arm on top and right arm from the bottom. Hook your fingers together and leaning your whole body forward into side angle pose. Looking down toward your front foot, front knee, and make sure that it's still very stable in your standing pose. Slowly go back. You can straighten your legs so that you don't feel tired. Do some more rotation in the flexion position too, with your arms in front of you. and your arms over your head. And try to rotate thoroughly your whole arm bone inside your shoulder joint. And then switch your arms. So this time right arm on top and left arm from the bottom. And reverse a warrior. So now pointing your right elbow to the back side of the room and bring your face down to look at the back foot and make sure that it's so stable that you can still see the arc of your foot. Slowly get out of here and step your right foot to the right side. Bring your back foot a bit forward. So now you are facing the front of the room. Interlace your fingers, inhale and exhale, forward bend. Pointing your hands up toward the sky. Your shoulders are lifting up as your head going down toward the floor. Long neck, very relaxing for your neck. Humble warrior. And then bring your hands down to the floor, step into plank pose. Stay in plank, bring your head forward very much and shoulders back so that your neck is long. And bring your knees down to the floor. Cow pose as you inhale and cat pose as you exhale. Do this for 2 more times. And then let's do side bending. Bring both your head and your hips toward one side and toward the other side. This is called lateral flexion of your spine. And then connect the dots and make circle with your chest this time. Try to make the circle as big as you can. And then reverse the circling movement. Now let's bring your knees back and slowly put your thighs, your hips, your belly, chest and face down to the floor. Interlace your fingers again. Lift your hands up further and very much to the back side of the room. Relax your head and feel how long your neck becomes. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Let's push yourself up into downward facing dog. Walk your heels on and off the floor in down dog. And then bring your left leg up. Turn your whole hips toward the left side and bend your left knee. Stacking your hips and feel the stretch into the left leg. Step your left foot forward toward the left hand and then raise yourself up into high lunge pose. Become very stable with both of your legs. This time, right arm on top, left arm from the bottom. Gomukhasana arm. Always bring your elbows back and side bend toward the left so that you stretch very much into your right side. All the way from your right elbow, right underarm, right rib cage, right waist and hips. Keep your arms and turn yourself into Warrior 2 position and lean yourself forward for side angle pose. Keep looking, observing your front leg. Go back to the center and release your arms. Switch your arms position. Still keep your elbows pushing back instead of pushing into your head, and then reverse the warrior. And then slowly get out of here, go to wide leg forward bend pose. This time left arm underneath, right arm on top. and forward bend. Think of how you want to touch your elbows down to the floor and your whole forearms too, so that you make your shoulder blades go even further away from each other and stretch those muscles between your shoulder blades, the trap. When we are done, release your hands and walk your hands and your back foot forward toward the front of your mat. Halfway up as you inhale, with your chin tucking to your chest, and then interlace your fingers behind your head to pull your chin down toward your chest. Try to touch your elbows toward your knees position, or if possible, even walk your elbows up higher than your knees, with your spine rounded like a cat pose. Then slowly sit down toward the floor. We're going to put your right leg on top of your left leg for Gomukhasana, the cow face pose, and try to sit on both of your sitting bones. Let's bring your left arm on top and right arm from the underneath. And maybe you can hold your hands together now, or you can still hold your t-shirt. Inhale and exhale, forward bend. Your head want to touch your knee, but your elbows want to go up higher, away from the floor. Slowly get out of the pose. And now let's bring your arms in front of you. Right arm on top, left arm underneath, eagle arms. Forward bend too. So you are opening very big, all your back and your hips. After this pose, let's get out of these poses and switch your legs. This time stack your left knee on top of your right knee and fix your position so that you are sitting on both of your sit bones. Right arm on top, left arm underneath for Gomukhasana arms. And bring your head down toward your knee as your elbows always lifting up. So don't cross your elbow toward your head. Slowly get out of the pose. And now left arm on top, right arm underneath. Eagle arms again. And forward bend. And then you can choose to be in Savasana, or if you don't have time to take a rest, we can finish the class now. Sit up straight and take a few breaths. Always remember to bring your shoulders down and away from your ears. Bring your arms over your head, interlacing your fingers. Give yourself a nice stretch, and we are done with the class. Don't forget to follow me on my social medias, and I will see you next time. Namaste.